Hi. Debs Cooper, global stressologist, coming to you live from New Zealand. My background. Clearly, I'm back home, back in my office, back living not out of a suitcase. And I have to giggle because, of course, today's talk is about techniques to conquering challenges and overcoming obstacles, but I'm clearly not going to tell you about all my flights, lost luggage. I'm not going to tell you about any of that stuff. You don't want to hear my stuff. But I will say, thank you for joining me. Thank you. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back. If you're a virgin to my Facebook Lives, welcome and thanks for allowing me to enter that mindset gym for you to start working on things. Let me know in the chat if you are hashtag replay or where you are in the world would be freaking cool as well, just to see. I've got some strategies, techniques I'm going to share with you. They're in no particular order. So grab your note-taking device, whatever that is, because I'm going to give them straight to the point. This has come about purely because there's been so much going on and we feel there's a lot going on out there and we are constantly conquering challenges. We are constantly just trying to evolve from things. We're seeing repetitive patterns. It's getting more and more evident. And if we don't control our own emotions in this situation, we're just going to get onto a spiral and go round and round and round in a circle, and you're going to get amongst that chaos. So here I am, here to discombobulate all those things that are going on for you. So let's crack on to this. As I said, Debs Cooper, global stressologist, giving you the techniques to conquering challenges and overcoming obstacles. So even saying that, I'm sure some of these are going to relate to you. Some of them are going to be hashtag state the obvious, and some of them you're going to go, yeah, actually you've got a point there. So really lean in on those that you think are viable for you. The others, write down and think about it. Don't avoid them, because they are solid strategies that I live by, and they allow me to function in this world. As sometimes it feels like it's getting crazier and crazier, and then people are like, it's a new moon, it's this lunar, it's that, there's orange, and I'm like, okay, great. I can't control any of that. Let's let you know, you can't control any of that. But let me give you the first technique. And the first technique, make sure that's silent. The first technique is to reframe your challenge. Or reframe the challenge, actually, because it doesn't necessarily have to be your challenge. But when I think about those things, what are the signs? What are the signs that show up? They come up when you're actually feeling stuck. And you hear the words, and I spoke to a gentleman this morning, and he literally was like, why me? Why me? Why me? Why me of everybody? Why me? Why me? And it was that why that goes onto an endless cycle. And so what you're doing is you're viewing these setbacks as evidence that you're actually failing. You know those ones. Who's had that? Yep. Another confirmation bias. It happens again. It's happened to me again. This man's been on a cycle for one heck of a long journey. And I just had to giggle. I was like, wow. This is exactly my number one tip for today. So thank you to him for making me drop this one here. Because when I think about it, it can be an example like, a business owner, we launch a new service and it isn't a hit like we think it's going to be. So what you end up doing is you start thinking, this is waste of time, this is energy, don't know why I'm doing it, everyone else gets the wins and I don't get the wins. And you run that marathon in a sprint cycle. Who's done that? Me, lately. Of course this happens to me. When I lost my luggage, I went, of course this happens to me because he was an a-hole. Of course he was going to hold my luggage back. Okay, whatever, Deborah. Whatever. So the resolution for this when you're reframing the challenge, is you're going to shift the lens. And what you're going to do is you're going to go, what did I learn about the audience, the timing, the offer? Now, I relate this one to the business just because I know that was one that just happened last week to somebody. But, of course, you're going to actually shift the lens for yourself, no matter whatever that reframing the challenge is. What did you learn about the audience, the timing, or the offer? And you're going to be aware that that feedback is actually a stepping stone. It's a stepping stone to refine your vision of where you're going and what you're doing. And it's just turning the dial. It's just turning that little bit of the light bulb, just that little click, and then you're away with whatever that is. But it's giving you the opportunity to shift that lens and create what you want to create, not what, oh, I've got to do this, this, and this. It's actually, do I really want to do this? So it's actually allowing you to really open up that feedback and get raw, get really real, R-E-A-L, get really real with it. The other technique I'm going to give you is to anchor into your certainty. Now, when I say anchor into your certainty, what happens is our mind runs a marathon in a sprint cycle. So we doubt ourselves, we overthink, we ask everyone else what we should do. We're in that, oh, what do you think you should do? And you need to get all that data from everyone else before you can actually make a decision. So you could be a parent and you're facing tough choices about your child's schooling. And with that, you're second guessing every option you're doing, but it's actually leaving you and them paralyzed. Oh, like even just saying that, I know that situation. So your resolution for this is to actually anchor into what you truly value. Anchor into what you truly value. Because remember I said anchor you into certainty. You're going to anchor into what you truly value, and you're going to decide from that place. This is just opening your eyes and not being so tunnel vision. And your certainty is going to come from alignment with your own priorities, not from outsideness, not from outside noise, not from Pac-Man, other people or anything. Your certainty is going to come from alignment with what sits in here with your own priorities. Ooh, how about that one? So you're going to look at what truly values and you're going to decide from that place. Now, the next technique I'm giving you is to, the standard one. I say this all the time. In fact, I actually have my little drawer of goodies, the 4 agreements. And this is one of my favorite ones here and I think I say it pretty much every podcast, just being honest, is don't take things personally. Don't take anything personally. Don't take things personally from even those you care about or those complete strangers. And don't take life seriously. Okay, that's my little add-in to Mr. 4 Agreements, don't take things personally. So what happens is you start feeling attacked. And you know this, you start feeling attacked, you get offended, and you're actually taking on other people's shite, or other people's stress, let's just go there, other people's stress into your world. You know that one. So a colleague might have had a harsh comment that's ruined your day. Now, it's not just ruined your day, it's actually ruined your whole day. So it's ruined your day from the moment it happens. It's ruined your day when you've gone home, you've got a headache going on. You know, there's ones, you're grumpy, you're moody, you're cranky, whatever that is. You can't sleep that night, all because that colleague's harsh comment. Okay? Who's had that? Yeah, because if you haven't, then there's something wrong with you anyway, because you're not really opening your eyes properly. But the key for this is to remember it's actually about them, not you. This is their stuff. That's going on. I had an interesting conversation with my hairdresser even this morning when we were talking about when she said she got berated for something, and I was like, oh, I said, did you take it personally? She said, to start with, but then I remembered and just let it go. Because this is what we do. We start taking things personally. So remembering that it's about them, not you. It's all about them. So what you're going to do is you're going to release that that weight of, this is not me. This is not my monkey, not my circus. And you're going to keep yourself, your own perspective of what's your intention here. Going back to the heart. What's my intention? How am I serving? This is their stuff, not mine. They must be having a yucky day, so they decide to take it out on somebody. Whatever that is. So just remember that, and you're going to keep yourself back for your perspective of where you are on track. Okay, so the next one here is another technique. Are these landing? Let me know if these are landing. Yeah. I don't even know if I can see the comments, but yeah. The next one is to break it down. So when I think about breaking it down, what happens is you get these signs and it goes into procrastination, overwhelm. You actually avoid the challenge because it feels too big, and you're thinking it's a challenge. You're just avoiding everything because it's just too much. Can't do anything. I'm in this state. Da, 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 da. Yeah, you know that one. Or even someone says to me, "Have you got a book? Why aren't you writing a book?" So you want to write a book. People say, "Do this, do this. It'll be great for your business." Who's had people say, "You need to write a book"? Yep. Do you know how many people have told me over my lifetime, my 20 years in this business, that I need to write a book? Well, good luck. Good luck. Yep. The whole thought of it just makes me cringe personally because it's overwhelming. So just thinking about that it feels too impossible when all you literally see is 1,000 blank pages. You're like, where would I start? What would I name it? What chapters would it like? You run again this marathon of mindset discombobulation in a sprint cycle. So the resolution for this, I said break it down. Are we ready? Is break it into small steps. How do you need an elephant? Bite at a time. Please don't eat an elephant. I really don't think it'll be healthy for you. I think it would just be too tough. I don't know. You have to eat an elephant. It's not really my thing, just saying. But you're actually going to chunk it down to bite-sized pieces. And what you're going to do is you're going to commit. If you were to write a book, I say this to myself. It's not happening, by the way. Don't get too excited, people. I'd rather do a stand-up and tell you all about my life. Do it that way. You're going to commit to 1 page a day. 1 page a day. Now, instead of thinking of 1,000 pages, you're actually going to do 1 page a day. And you know you're going to end up doing more, how it happens. But what it does, it actually flicks the switch in here. And your progress builds momentum. And, the old paralysis, when we freeze, this actually dissolves that because things are moving. Can't post on social media. Just start. Just one a day, or one every 2 days, and then see how that goes. But the key is to break it down, again, to bite-sized pieces, because if you can put it into bite-sized pieces, it's just a lot easier for you to function. Got that? The next one, and this is one I say every time. This is one I say, if you want any of my techniques, this is one of them every time. What do you think I'm going to say? Starts with G. This feels clunk, clunk, clunk. Glitter bomb, which means do whatever lights you up. Glitter bomb yourself. Look, I don't know if you can see, my hairdresser puts glitter in my hair every week now. I love it. I have my glitter in my hair. Makes me feel cool. So I'm going to do whatever it lights you up. Because when you're feeling flat or your spark's gone or you're joyless or anything, and it's, I've got to work all the time and I come home and I'm exhausted. You know those ones, or you say you love to drive and you haven't been out and had a great long drive with no one in the car with your own music, whatever it is, or you like to read a book and you haven't read, I can't, I'm too busy. Any of those things, because this is the excuse. You're just telling yourself that you're not worth that glitter bomb. Look, I mean, this is from Tomo, T-O-M-O. If you're looking at glitter every day, I see this every day. If I can't find it, where is it? Because these are the little things, even if I can't get outside, I go, oh, there's my glitter. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring back your glitter bombs. Bring back your glitter bombs. And they are the moments that spark you joy. They expand your energy. They inspire you. They keep you functioning. They keep you alive. And they actually restore your resilience. They restore your resilience for challenges. When you're sitting in your glitter space, those challenges are really, it's like nothing. Now, I'm not saying give me a good, decent challenge. Don't you worry, I have challenges, but I can handle them differently because of my 20 years experience, clearly. So, think about that and bring back your glitter bombs. Get your hairdresser to start sprinkling glitter in your hair if you want. And yes, that's also for boys too, before anyone says what it is. And Aaron, for your wedding, congratulations on your wedding. I'd like to think that you had some glitter in your hair. And if you didn't, I'll be disappointed. Because I know your wife would like you to have glitter in your hair. Just saying, congratulations. The next technique I'm going to say is to fuel your energy. And who's had burnout here? or who's been running on autopilot and feels like there's been no spark going on. You know, like you run out the door and you get somewhere and you're like, did I lock the door? Did I do this? Did I put the dishes away? Did I turn the dish? Like any of those things. And so what happens is, especially if you're starting your own business, they say work for yourself. It's going to be great. You can choose your own hours. Well, probably for the first year, maybe you don't do a 5-hour day. You don't do a 6-hour day. You probably do a 12 or 14-hour day, because this is what we do. We think we have to do all this, and we survive literally on caffeine, and our creativity just goes, and we're in drive, which is a really not a healthy place to be. So when I talk about fueling your energy, what you're going to do is you're going to identify what energy drains they are. So with that pen and paper, you're going to identify what energy drains you have around you. Now, they could be relationships. Yep, you could label them toxic or not. They could be relationships. They could be overcommitting yourself, whatever that is. And so you're gonna identify that. So get really real and see what that is. Then you're gonna have energy expanders, and they are things like movement, getting out in the nature, putting red lipstick on. I put red lipstick on today. Whatever that is, or glitter bombs, whatever that is. So you've got your energy drainers and you've got your energy expanders. And then what you're going to do is you're going to choose daily actions that light you up, and they're going to sustain your power. So you've actually identified it, named it and shamed it, and you named it and shamed it, whatever that looks like. But then you're actually going to choose your daily priority action steps, and they're going to be the ones that light you up, and they're going to sustain that power for you, and that's going to keep you going. That's going to keep you going. That's going to keep you going. So when I think about this, you know the finale tip I'm going to give you. You know the finale tip I'm going to give you. You are not alone in this. You are not alone in this. And you don't have to be isolated. You don't have to think, no one gets it. No one understands me. I'm going to be different to everyone else. No one's had this problem. Please. So even if you're feeling like you're navigating a loss of any kind, you're carrying the burden solo, you don't know how to get out of your funk, you're even a coach and you should know better. Yeah, hello. Do you not think? I've got 4 mentors that I pay. I've got 4 who keep me functioning. If I didn't have 4, and I have a team of people as well, but if I didn't have those 4 people, how am I going to show up here? It's easier for me to tell someone the stuff, then they can help me. They find those blind spots and they get them out. So when we're thinking about this, you don't have to carry that burden solo. So I'm here. Reach out. Please reach out. There's a support that comes with a little gentle stiletto kick, definitely. But I'm here for you to remind you that together, that challenge is not even a challenge. It's done. Now, I know I'm known as the stiletto kicker, but I'm going to show you something completely random here. So just pardon me as I bring my leg up and show you. I may be a stiletto kicker, but look at these glitter Ugg boots. So I'm not going to stiletto kick you today. I'm going to glitter you with my Ugg boots. And they're like slippers, for those who don't know what Uggs are. They're a lovely brand in Australia. And I have my glitter Ugg boots on today. So I'm not going to stiletto kick you. I'm going to be here holding your hand, pushing you along a little bit, but with my glitter Ugg boots. So how about that? How did that work for you? That's your techniques to conquering challenges and overcoming obstacles. The last thing I'm going to ask, are you really playing in this world to the fullest you can do? Are you really playing in this world to the fullest you can do? Are you? Or not? So I want you to think, after listening today, what's your highest priority action step? What's your highest priority action step you're going to do today to achieve your inspiration? What is your highest priority action step you're going to do today to achieve your inspiration? And drop that in the chat. I love that. Drop that in the chat and let me know. That is me, Debs Cooper, Global Stressologist. I trust you got some value today of what I've shared. Techniques to conquering challenges and overcoming obstacles. I am here for you. I am here for you. 20 years in the business now. Can't think of anything different. And so that is me signing off. I'd love to know what you thought of today, what you liked, what you didn't like. And I will see you next week. And I won't be here. I'll be in another little city in New Zealand. So thanks very much. See you next week. Bye.